Here's your look at what's trending.
They didn't just prevent a strike. They didn't just say, yeah, off to arbitration with you. They're writing the collective agreement for workers. We've seen this before. And my God, I'm so proud that our members have finally decided we're not going to take this anymore. We're going to stand up and say no.
The union representing 55,000 education support staff says they will be off the job on Friday. The walkout plans come despite provincial legislation that was passed today banning them from going on strike. The Ontario government says it will invoke the notwithstanding clause to cut off any constitutional challenges of the legislation. That legislation also imposes a contract on the members of the Canadian Union of Public Employees.
The government has been left with no choice but to take immediate action today. And that's why we introduced the Keeping Students in Class Act that would establish a 4-year collective agreement with CUPE education workers across the province that ensures children remain in class where they belong.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce says the province's latest offer provides 2.5% annual wage increases over 4 years for workers making less than $43,000 a year and 1.5% for all others. CUPE says if the legislation passes and it's illegal to strike, members will stage a province-wide political protest on Friday, and whether it continues beyond that will be left up to what happens.
We came in good faith. It's unfortunate that this government did not.
In what might be the most tone-deaf post from the Premier, Doug Ford has been trending today thanks to his Halloween spirit.
We're at that time of season. It's pumpkin carving time.
While the CUPE strike was trending across the country all day, Ford was on a mission to make All Hallows Eve extra scary this year with his 2022 Jack-o'-lantern submission.
You gotta make it scary.
Unlike some of the Premier's political promises, he did deliver, producing a contender for what just might be the scariest pumpkin of the season. Ford also found a way to sneak a recipe into the pumpkin carving tutorial, telling his audience to separate the seeds, add oil and salt, and bake until golden brown. Turning to international politics, former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva defeated the incumbent Jair Bolsonaro in Sunday's runoff elections in Brazil.
E graças ao povo brasileiro, aqui eu quero agradecer de coração.
Lula's victory returns the leftist leader to power as the country's electorate rejected 4 more years of Bolsonaro's right-wing rule. The result has been accepted by many of Brazil's leaders, but not by Bolsonaro himself.
Frankly, I don't think he's going to concede. He won't challenge the elections either, so he's not going to mount, as we saw, for example, in the U.S., an entire campaign of fraudulent elections or anything like that. He doesn't have the space to do it.
Bolsonaro has yet to concede the election hours after Lula won 50.9% of the vote to Bolsonaro's 49.1%. Tens of thousands of Lula supporters took to the streets last night to celebrate his comeback. The first time the internet saw DCU Superman star Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia in Netflix adaptation of The Witcher, it howled in collective laughter over the terrible wig. 4 years later, fans are losing their minds that Cavill won't be reprising the role after season 3 ends.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
One obvious explanation for why? Cavill has signed on to shoot a new Superman movie, but fans think the real reason Cavill's leaving is that he's tired of fighting with Netflix to keep The Witcher true to its literary source material.
Oh goodness, this is a long explanation.
Read the books.
Netflix also announced that Liam Hemsworth would be taking over the role in season 4, and the internet was not happy. But maybe Hemsworth will change their minds just like his predecessor Cavill did.